Hello everyone, this is Math with Mac. Today we're going to be finding the domain of this function, h of x is equal to the square root of negative x squared plus 5x plus 14. In order to do this, we need to find the valid inputs of our function. In other words, we want to know the x values that we can plug in and not have any issues. In order to do this, it's easier to find the invalid inputs and exclude those from the domain and include everything else. So to do this, we want to know what rules of mathematics we could possibly break by plugging in a number to this function h of x. The rule that we could break here is taking the square root of a negative number. We don't want this to occur, so we have to exclude any x values that have this happen. To do this, we simply write our argument of the square root, negative x squared plus 5x plus 14, and we want this to be greater than or equal to 0. This is a quadratic inequality. To solve a quadratic inequality, we first want to factor it. I'm going to factor out this negative symbol first to make it easier. And now we want to factor the inside. So to factor the inside, we have negative on the outside, and then x minus 7, x plus 2. And we want this to be greater than or equal to 0. Now I want to draw a picture. This is by far the best way to do a quadratic inequality at this step, is to draw a picture of what the parabola will look like. We factored it so we know where the zeros are. We have zeros at 7 and negative 2. So to draw those on our graph, something like 7 and negative 2 on this side. And our original parabola has a negative sign in front of the x squared term, indicating to us that this parabola will be facing down. And since we want this parabola to be greater than or equal to 0, that just means we need to find the spots where it's above the x-axis. In that case, we get this area from negative 2 to 7. And we include negative 2 and 7 because those values are greater than are exactly equal to 0. This is our domain.